Hi everybody, my name is Javier Perengues. I belong to the Materials Design for Virtual Environments and I belong to the Palmira SEAT. The tutor is Christian Quintero and I'm going to talk to you about the guidelines for designing effective teaching materials. In the second slide, this is the second slide, is about the commonest teaching materials. Actually, I didn't put specific materials because my topic talks about the guidelines, and I did a little introduce. This is one. Guidelines for designing effective teaching materials is a set of advices or benchmark which teacher takes into account at the moment to design them. It's a kind of tricks or steps or advices, whatever the way you want to look at them. But it's a kind of structures or steps to take into account when you're going to organize the material, according to the content, to the context, and with the learning students, with the students' learning needs, and some factors I'm going to talk to you. These are based on the curriculum, of course. It's very important. And materials follow some characteristics such as contextualization of the contents according to the reality, experience, and sociocultural factors. This is really important because experience and realities in first language of the learners helps to the acquisition, but in this case the learning of the L2 in the learners, and it helps to arrange in a better way the groups, and it becomes a little more enjoyable, the activities, The other characteristic is that materials should be stimulants, because most people who learn to communicate, who learn the language, and when they do fluently, it's because they really were stimulated in the interaction with the production of the language, There are three conditions to take into account at the moment to be stimulants with the contents, and those are have something to communicate, someone to communicate with, and the most important, some interest in the outcome of the communication, because if you don't mind what are you talking about or what are you reading, so it doesn't matter, you are wasting your time. Okay. The other condition is materials should be encourage learner skills and offer opportunities for integrated language use. It is very important because all the contents you are applying or you are designing to the class, they have to be a use in the real life, and students, they have to integrate those contents and those materials in the language use. They have to look at that material is practical, it's not only learn for learn, you have to integrate the materials and the language learning, the learner's skills to the real life, Another one is that teaching material should be authentic and attractive, we can see that on the internet or in books or guidelines or photocopies, whatever, there are a lot of materials, but we have to try that those materials that they are attractive and authentic in order students can feel more involved with them, right? And the other one is that teaching materials should be flexible. They have to be flexible because you have to use it not once, right? They have to apply in other contexts. They have to give more possibilities to work with other inputs of the language, and in order they can be flexible, and they have to last too, right? And they have to provide confidence to the learners. Okay, so their slide, it was about some pictures about presenting teaching materials. As I said before, I have no specific materials because my presentation is about the guidelines. So I try to present with these 4 pictures something about what I'm talking about, right? About the interactive materials. Interactive materials, we can see that nowadays with the use of the TICs, material have to be adapted to the students. For example, in this picture, we can see a tactile board, so students feel more involved with those kind of materials, rather than the board, the simple board, or with a chalk board. But I don't think that nowadays they are using. Also, the materials have to be easily to present to the students in order they can appropriate with them with more facility, you know. Okay, so the other one is that materials have to be shaped by the sociocultural factors, you know. We know that very much of the activities we have here in our country, they are alone of culture. For example, there's some Valentine's Day, the Halloween. So those kind of topics, we as a teacher can use it to introduce a little bit of the language in the students, in a more interactive way and a more attractive way, you know. You can design your classes according with those activities, and you can work some vocabulary with that types of things, you know. The other one is the use of the TICs in the teaching environment. I'm pretty sure that most of us remember that our teachers use this recorder with the CD or even the cassette. But nowadays there are some apps such as WhatsApp, YouTube, Vimeo, and Skype. There are a lot of e-tools that teachers can use to work in class with the students, you know. So the use of the TICs is very important in the environment, in the educative environment, and much more in this environment which the students are young people and who likes the use of the TICs, the technology, you know. And the other is the material. I mean, is more the tangible material. I put an alphabet, so it's a kind of authentic, flexible, and attractive material. It has to be attractive, authentic. Sorry, because I mean the alphabet always is going to be the same. Okay, we are going to have always the same letters. But the way in that you can apply the colors or the way you can construct the alphabet, I mean, putting first the I, B, C, D, whatever, you can organize the alphabet in an authentic way, you know, according to the guidelines that I related before. They have to be flexible and attractive, and they have to be physical, a nice physical appearance, you know. because when they look good, so the students are going to appreciate that, you know. If you use a text, the type size have to be a nice one, not little type of letters, and you have to use friend materials, you know, and attractive materials, and they have to be durability. They have to have durability in order they can be in order they can be used once, more than once. Okay. And they have to be easily to reproduce. So I think that's all. And the last one is about the reflection. Is the reflection on the need of considering materials according to the language ability to be taught or taught. Each language ability needs a type of a specific activity and materials in order they can be encouraged and strengthened. Therefore, teachers have a huge responsibility at the moment to design them. At this point, they have to check out which are going to be the benefits of designing their own materials or buy another ones and take the best option, whether it is worth the time and reduction of effort. The guidelines presented were some steps to have in mind at the moment. Oh, I had a mistake. Sorry, at the moment to organize the materials. Also, they help to structure better the new materials teachers think to create. It is a little bit difficult to implement all the guidelines correctly, but if it happens, so there will be a difference between an attractive, authentic, and original class instead of traditional and sometimes boring class. So it's very important to take into account all these guidelines because they help us to structure and organize better the materials, or if we want to create new ones, they help to think better in the future or in the best way to apply them in classroom. So I hope you have liked, and I hope to read your comments in the forum. Have a nice day and a lot of blessings.